Ever feel like just totally wiped by the end of the day? Brain's fried, motivation's gone AWOL.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
You're not alone. And the good news, you might already have the answer. It's right there in your routine. We're talking exercise.
Exercise.
Yeah, but not just any exercise. We're going deep today, figuring out how to make your workouts like a secret weapon, for mental well-being.
Mental well-being from workouts.
Exactly. We've got this awesome podcast episode all about tying mental health and fitness together.
Interesting.
And trust me, this goes way beyond the usual exercise is good for you stuff.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What does it say?
It's like the episode, it kind of flips the script. It's not about forcing yourself to do a workout you hate. It's more about understanding how different activities, they affect your brain.
Okay.
Affect your mood, your energy, all that. And then the key is you choose what works for you right now, in this moment.
So it's personalized.
Totally.
Yep.
Like a custom mental health toolkit, but built on movement.
Okay, I like where this is going.
So let's break down this toolkit, right? The episode starts by explaining how exercise, it messes with your brain in a good way.
Messes with your brain.
Yeah, but good messing with. We hear all the time about endorphins.
Right, endorphins, yeah.
But they even get into stuff like cortisol, serotonin.
Getting a little sciencey.
It can feel that way, but is it really that important to get all the, the nitty-gritty of how it works?
Well, it's like, imagine you're trying to bake a cake.
Okay.
Knowing the difference between, say, baking soda and powder, that matters.
Yeah.
Huge difference. Same deal with your brain.
Yeah.
Knowing that, let's say, going for a brisk walk that triggers a bunch of endorphins helps you fight that afternoon slump. That's useful.
So practical application.
Yeah. And it's not just a temporary good mood. It's about using that knowledge to plan your day better, get more focused.
So it's about making those connections, not just memorizing science terms.
Exactly. Like cortisol, for instance. That's the stress hormone, right? We all know chronic stress is a killer.
For sure.
But get this. The episode points out that even a tiny workout, like 10 minutes of jumping jacks, boom, cortisol levels drop.
Oh, wow.
So next time you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe skip doom scrolling for a bit, do a quick workout.
Like a reset button?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hit that reset button on your stress.
Love it. Okay, so we've got all these chemical changes happening, right?
Right.
But how does that actually change how we feel, how we act? The episode gets into the specific good stuff exercise does for our minds. Stress reduction, mood lift, better focus. It's a whole list.
It is quite a list.
Yeah.
And it's not just like wishful thinking. Yeah. There's actual science behind it. Research. Studies have shown that doing exercise regularly can be just as effective as medication for, say, mild to moderate depression.
Wow, that's powerful.
It is. And the best part, these benefits, they don't just stay in the gym. They spread out into your whole life.
Like how?
Suddenly, you're more patient with the kids, more productive at work. It's like a chain reaction of good stuff.
That's what we like to hear. Okay, so this is where it gets really down to earth, really practical. The episode doesn't just tell us the good stuff, it gives actual workout ideas, tailored to what you're feeling. Like, let's say you're stressed out of your mind.
I've been there.
It suggests things like yoga, tai chi, or a nature walk.
Makes sense. The key with those is mindful movement. Instead of zoning out on the treadmill, you're really paying attention to your breath, your body, being in the moment.
So it's like active meditation, kind of.
Yeah. And the episode gives this cool example while you're walking. You breathe in for 3 counts, breathe out for 3. Super simple, but it really helps quiet your mind.
That sounds way more appealing than forcing myself to do burpees when I'm already stressed. What if you're the opposite, though? You've got zero motivation, can't get off the couch.
Yeah. For that, the episode recommends high-energy workouts. We're talking dancing, running, that Zumba class you've been thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
Tap into those endorphins we talked about. Yeah. You're not just getting physical energy, you're getting mental boost too, to help you break out of that slump.
It's like tricking your brain into feeling good so you actually get yourself moving, which then makes you feel even better. Positive feedback loop.
Love that.
Okay, but I'm curious. What if it's not low energy? What if you just can't focus? Your brain is all over the place.
For that, you need activities that are all about coordination, precision. The episode mentions things like Pilates, martial arts, even agility training. Sounds counterintuitive, but when you challenge your brain and body to work together, it can actually make you focus better.
Instead of trying to force your mind to be still, you're giving it something to do.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, the benefits, they go beyond the workout. Studies have shown that better coordination and motor skills can actually make your brain work better overall.
So it's like you're training your brain to be more flexible and adaptable, like in all areas of life.
That's the idea.
All right, and lastly, let's talk about that feeling we all know. Total overwhelm. Like, your to-do list is a mile long and you just want to disappear.
Ugh, yes. Been there.
For those times, the episode recommends going gentle. Stretching, foam rolling, a nice, calming swim.
It's about slowing down, mentally and physically.
Instead of adding more to your plate, you're giving yourself permission to chill and really tune into your body.
Exactly. It's like realizing that sometimes the best thing you can do is just be. And those gentle activities, they're great for calming your nervous system so you can handle things with a clear head.
This is all so insightful, but I'm realizing it's not just about picking the right workout, it's also about like how we approach it, right? The episode talks a lot about mindful movement.
Oh, absolutely. It's about shifting the focus from just going through the motions to actually connecting with your body, being present.
So not just zoning out.
Right. It's like, think of the difference between scrolling mindlessly on social media and actually having a good conversation with someone.
Yeah, one leaves you drained, the other, you feel energized.
It's the same with exercise.
So how do we actually make that shift to mindful movement? The episode gives some tips, like setting an intention before you start.
Yeah, sounds simple, but it's really powerful. Instead of just hitting the gym out of habit, you stop and ask, what do I want from this workout today? Is it to de-stress? More energy? Clear my head? Setting that intention helps you focus, makes the experience more meaningful.
It's like setting a goal, a direction. And they also talk about focusing on your breathing, especially during cardio or yoga.
Breathing is like a superpower we forget about. The episode recommends that 3-count inhale, 3-count exhale we talked about before. You can do it anywhere, anytime. It brings you back to the present, calms those racing thoughts.
And last tip, they talk about paying attention to how your body feels during each movement.
It's not about obsessing over every little ache, but about noticing what's going on. Are your muscles tight? How's your posture? Are you holding your breath? When you notice those little things, you can adjust and prevent injuries, make your workout even better.
It's like you become your own coach, in a way.
Exactly. This whole mindfulness thing, it takes working out to a whole new level. It's not just physical anymore. It's a way to learn about yourself, to grow.
And that growth, it goes beyond the gym, right? This deeper connection with your body can actually help you build more resilience mentally, which is what the next part of the episode is all about.
Can't wait to dive into that.
Me too. But that will have to wait for part 2 of our deep dive. Stay tuned and we'll be back soon to explore how you can become mentally unbreakable, one workout at a time.
Back for more. Ready to unlock that mental toughness, that unbreakable core through fitness.
Oh, absolutely. Part 1 got me thinking, being more mindful, more strategic with my workouts, but real talk, building resilience, that's the gold.
That's what we're after. Life throws punches, I want to roll with them, not get knocked down every single time.
Love the analogy. And the episode, it really digs into that. Starts by saying, challenge yourself, but the right way.
Pushing those comfort zones? My inner couch potato's not happy about that. It's not about going from zero to hero overnight, It's more like finding that sweet spot where you're pushing a bit, just enough to grow, mentally and physically both.
Makes sense.
The episode, it gives an example like slowly adding weight to your lifts or trying a tougher yoga class.
So it's calculated risk, not just being reckless. But what about getting discouraged? Like, what if you don't see results right away?
Good point. That's where they talk about focusing on the journey, not just the destination. Celebrate the small wins,
Okay, yeah.
Whether it's nailing a new pose in yoga, running a bit farther, or even just showing up consistently, even when you don't feel like it.
Like that saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But let's be real, those negative thoughts, they sneak in.
They do.
How do we actually use exercise to deal with those emotions the healthy way?
The episode talks about physical activity being an outlet, Ever notice how a good run just cleared your head after a super stressful day?
Oh, 100%. Sometimes I swear my best ideas hit me when I'm out running.
That's because, in a way, exercise is like meditation in motion. Your body's busy, your mind can wander. It's like shaking up a snow globe. All those thoughts and feelings, they settle in a new way, more balanced.
And for when you need a more intense release, the episode talks about hitting a punching bag or going for an all-out sprint.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to move that energy out. When you channel it into something physical, it's like Really cathartic. You're taking charge of your emotions instead of letting them boss you around.
I like that. Okay, so we're challenging ourselves, celebrating progress, using movement to deal with feelings. But even the toughest people, they need a break, right? The episode really stresses recovery.
Big time. Rest isn't just about not getting hurt. It's crucial for mental well-being too. Think about it. When you're tired, burnt out.
Everything feels harder.
Exactly. More irritable, can't focus, motivation goes out the window.
So skipping rest days actually works against you in the long run.
Totally sabotages your progress. The episode, it's clear. Rest isn't weak, it's investing in yourself, giving your mind and body time to recharge so you come back stronger, mentally and physically.
Makes sense. This whole resilience thing, it's really clicking with me. But I gotta admit, sometimes it's hard to see the link. Like between lifting weights and handling a tough deadline at work, or having a difficult conversation.
It's subtle, but it's a big shift. When you consistently challenge yourself physically, you start to believe you can handle anything. Self-efficacy, they call it. And that confidence, it doesn't stay in the gym.
It spills over.
Yeah, it goes into other parts of your life, makes you more resilient when things get tough.
So it's like those small wins, they add up, make you feel more capable overall.
Exactly. You start to realize deep down you can handle challenges.
Yeah.
Push through discomfort, come out stronger on the other side. Powerful feeling.
It is. So much good stuff here. Before we move on, is there one key takeaway about resilience you'd want the listener to really grasp?
I think it's this. It's not just about muscles, it's about mindset. You embrace challenge, you celebrate progress, not perfection, and you understand rest is as important as pushing hard. When you get that, your workouts become more than just exercise. They become practice for life. Building that mental strength to handle whatever comes your way.
Beautifully put. Okay, so we've got the foundation, we're building resilience. But how do we actually put it all together? Create a routine that truly supports our well-being, mind, and body.
That's the million-dollar question. And that's exactly what we'll be tackling in part 3. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back for the final stretch of our deep dive into mental health and fitness.
The grand finale.
We've talked about, the science behind it all, specific workout types.
Even how to build up that mental toughness using movement.
Now, the big question is, how do we put it all together?
Right. We've got all these pieces like building blocks, but just like a good architect, you need the plan, the blueprint to make something really awesome. Think of this part as your guide to designing a fitness routine, one that not only makes you look good,
it makes you feel amazing too.
Inside and out, the whole package.
Love that. But let's be real, even with the best plan, sometimes things go sideways.
That's life.
In the last 2 parts, we touched on those traps like overtraining, losing motivation, getting stuck in a rut. How do we avoid that stuff in real life?
The episode had some solid advice on that.
Yeah.
One of the biggest dangers, remember, is overdoing it. Pushing too hard physically and mentally.
Yeah.
It's easy to fall into that no pain, no gain trap. But sometimes pushing too hard actually hurts you more.
So how do we find that balance between pushing ourselves and knowing when to chill?
It's all about listening to your body. Hear those little whispers before they turn into screams,
Okay.
Are you always sore? Tired even after sleeping well? Snapping at people? Those are signs you might be overdoing it.
It's like we need to treat our workouts like, an important meeting. Schedule them in, make them a priority, but also build in that recovery time.
Exactly. And that actually connects to the motivation struggle. We all have those days where even thinking about working out is like,
oh yeah.
The episode had this great tip for those days. Remember your why.
Your why?
Yeah, like why are you doing this in the first place?
Yeah.
To have more energy for your kids, finally fit into those genes you love, silence that inner critic. When you reconnect with that deeper reason, it helps a ton.
It's like a reminder of the bigger picture.
Right. It becomes less about punishment, more about taking care of yourself, empowering yourself.
But even with good intentions, we fall into a rut. Same routine, same playlist, same everything. It gets old.
That's where mixing things up comes in. Remember, it's not just about the physical benefits of variety.
What else is there?
It keeps your mind interested, stops you from getting bored.
So instead of the treadmill, maybe a dance class, try a new hiking trail. Even just switch up who you work out with.
All good ideas. And don't be scared to try something new. You might discover you love rock climbing. Or find out Pilates is your secret de-stressing weapon. The key is to keep exploring. See what brings you joy.
Speaking of joy, the episode mentioned community a lot. It's easy to focus on the solo side of fitness, but Connecting with others.
Game changer.
Huge.
Just think about it. We're social creatures, right?
Right.
Sharing the experience with others, whether it's a workout buddy, a class, even an online group.
Yeah.
It gives you support, keeps you accountable, and honestly, makes it more fun.
It's like having your own cheering section, you know? Celebrating wins, helping you through the tough parts.
And sometimes just knowing someone else is going through the same thing, that makes all the difference.
For sure.
And don't underestimate a simple high five or a "you got this" from someone who gets it. It's motivating, creates a sense of belonging, keeps you coming back.
Okay, so we're avoiding burnout, staying motivated, finding our crew. But what about tracking progress? The episode talked about going beyond the scale.
That's where it gets interesting. Real progress in a holistic fitness plan.
Yeah.
It's not just physical changes, it's mental ones too. It's about how you feel, not just how you look.
So instead of obsessing over the number on the scale,
Or how our clothes fit, how much we lift, we're paying attention to things like energy levels, our mood, how well we're sleeping.
the whole picture.
Exactly. The episode suggested keeping a workout journal, and not just for sets and reps. After each workout, write down how you feel mentally. Did that yoga class make you feel calm? Did that crazy HIIT session clear your head, make you more creative?
So you start to notice the link between how you move and how you feel.
And that helps you make smarter choices about what type of exercise you need at that moment.
It's like you become your own experiment, figuring out what works best. And you start collecting those wins that aren't about weight, you know? Better sleep, less stress, more patience, more confidence. Those are the real rewards. This whole deep dive has been incredible. We went from the science of how exercise affects our brains to practical tips for building a routine that's actually enjoyable and good for you, mentally and physically.
It's been quite the journey. And the big lesson here is you're in control. You can create a fitness plan that truly works for you. It's not about following someone else's rules or trying to be perfect.
It's about finding what feels good.
It's about listening to your body, honoring your mental needs, and finding that joy in movement.
So well said. And to our listener, if you're feeling inspired, remember, start small. Set an intention before your next workout. Try something new. Pay attention to how it makes you feel.
One step at a time.
Exactly. The journey to a healthier, happier you starts right now.